Hey YouTube. On this video, I really want to revisit our island build that we had going on. I really wasn't happy for a while there with the sand material we were using, and there were some other things when you think about piece placement with the rocks and the foliage and some other effects that I just kind of had to wrap my mind around before I was ready to really continue on with this project. But I've made some changes, some updates, so with that being said, let's jump into the build. So you'll see here, I think probably maybe refine the shape of the island just a little bit. You'll see we have a little bit going on down here, with some rocks and, oops, a little too much there. But, we've got some coral foliage starting to be placed down right here. Might pick up some of that and, substitute some other coral pieces in here. But ideally for this landing area, I might eventually kind of want to put it like a mesh for a boat or like a pirate ship kind of docked or almost like shipwrecked down into this part here. Probably a few more rocks, placed randomly kind of between this side and that side over there. And then, of course, I think we'll put some sea plants and some more coral down here and things like that. As you kind of walk up here, you'll see I think the material has definitely changed. We've gotten that kind of darker gray sand on the dunes. And then down here, we have sort of the sand that's almost like it's been dried up and there's, it's like the water hasn't really hit it in a long time. The tide hasn't hit it. You can see it's got almost got that kind of withered effect to it. And then we have this, yeah, this darker sand right here. This, very similar to the sand down here, but a little darker. Sorry about that. Yeah, kind of built this up a little bit on the sides here, and then really spent a lot of time working on this, the kind of the cliff side over here. And this structure, obviously, when we talk about this, this is going to be our really the foundation for when we do this skull cave. So my thought process is that you'll walk up here, there'll be sort of like a mouth that you'll enter into, and then maybe an eye and an eye up here. And if I play from here, this is actually really interesting. But you'll see as you walk in, there could be lots of stuff going on in here, maybe some smaller structures, but once we get to the back over here, character seems to run a little slower. But you'll see we have this huge opening and it drops right down into the water. So my thought here is that I'm going to put a staircase in and you'll be able to walk all the way to the back over here. And there'll be a staircase that'll kind of round the edge over here all the way down into the water. And we'll probably put some kind of little surface, yeah, not underwater, but we'll put some kind of little structure or something down here, maybe a treasure chest or something like a special weapon that's kind of hidden in here, something to that effect. But yeah, so we're definitely going to use just the kind of starter content architecture to frame this up, and then kind of sort of like how I did with the side of the island up here. I'm going to put just more rocks placed up here until I get that shape of a skull that I'm thinking about. Yep, and then been spending a lot of time with kind of this platform back here. So really wanted this to look like, the sand is inside of a rock formation, and there's multiple areas where you can obviously you could walk around the actual edge of the island here or the side of the island, and then of course we'll put some more foliage and stuff down around. But yeah, I think this is coming together quite nicely. So I think really where I want to start is putting some foliage down, especially in this open area here and maybe a little bit down there. So let's try to find some kind of aquatic ocean beach type plants. We'll come into Quixel Bridge. I'm going to look for 3D plants and aquatic. I definitely just want to get a variety of options here. So I think some of these I might have used in past builds. So that there, let's download this one. That's great. Um, I like this one here. Get one that's kind of red. And we'll get some more green ones like that. What's this? We can grab that too. Perfect. All right, so I'm gonna try to fill in work in this area over here first. Let's grab our foliage tool and I'll grab a couple from here. A couple from there. All right, that looks maybe a little too large. So let's see what this looks like. We'll fill that in just nicely like that. Then we'll come back over here. Let's change out some of these. Turn that off. Turn that on. Get a little bit more of these up here. I don't see a lot of these red ones coming through, so I'm going to try to do just those. Oh yeah, they're in there. I guess they're just really tiny. They make it overshadowed a little bit. Put some of these down here maybe. That looks good. Yeah. I think while we're here, let's put some coral down on the edge of this rock. Turn these off. Just one plant, and let's turn this brush size down a little bit. Lower the density. Yeah, that looks really good. Yeah. Might need to fix that right there, actually. All right. That's starting to look good. So let's come up here and fill this last little bit in. Turn this guy back on, that on. Yeah. So yeah, that's coming along quite nicely. We'll add some in right here, maybe. Just like that. Then some over here. And a little bit more right in here. All right. Let's maybe come down here and add some around the edges. All right, I like that. So I think next, I don't know if I'm going to keep obviously all these rocks down here, and there's some obviously I might move around, might erase some of the plants, but let's try to realign some of these structures. So ideally, these rock formations, I want kind of a couple of groupings of them, not, maybe a bigger grouping here, one over there, one down there, something like that. So yeah, let's just pull in more that we have over here. I think we'll increase the size of this one just a little bit. And I am starting to notice some frame rate droppage. I do have a 3090 Ti in my machine, so I'm wondering if that's a simple fix or what's going on there, but I'll have to figure that one out. For now, we'll just try to do some of this placement here. Foliage. That looks good. Clear some of that out. Just want to see my rock formation for right now. Mm, I like that. So that'll be one there, and then maybe we'll combine these over here. I'm going to erase this foliage, then we'll put it back. All right. We'll grow that just a little bit more, something like that. For this guy, let's I think we'll actually use this one to cover up that wall right there. The fun thing about this is that really with only a few different rock meshes, you can come up with a lot of different patterns and shapes. That's the good thing. That's everything around that edge back there. There's really only probably a handful of different designs. All right, yep, that looks good. Get rid of that guy. Get rid of this guy for right now. Maybe we'll just do something real quick with these. That looks pretty good. Just add one more right there to cover that little bit up. Yep, that looks good. I think we'll just clean up these here. So I kind of like maybe one more I might do down here, but got a few just randomly placed, which looks good. That I'm okay with. I think I might try to make something around the edge here just to fill this in. But ultimately, I think that's coming along just nicely. Yep, something kind of like that. Just to offset the sand material a little bit. Maybe increase that size. Yeah, we may fill that in just a little bit more. Yeah, it's coming along quite nicely. I like that. So I think at least with this area, what I'll go ahead and do is add some more coral back first. And that one, that one, that one, that one. And we need to paint. There we go. Just kind of paint around a little bit, just the edge. Just like that. Yep. Maybe we'll increase the size and put a few more over here. Yeah, but that looks really good. I'm satisfied with that for now. All right, let's go back into the selection mode. So I think really for where we are now, this area might need a little, some, we can add some plant life down there again, I think, but I think I'm fine with the rocks. We'll probably add a few more rock structures in, as we kind of go around this little area here if I was a few more rock structures to break things up. Eventually I might want to put some kind of taller tree plants in here. Not sure about that yet. Kind of might make this a little bit more like an oasis in the middle of nowhere. But looking up to here, the next thing I do want to do is start to work on that skull cave. I think I'm satisfied with the bottom bit down here. We'll obviously add a little bit more foliage as we continue to build this out. May work on the sand material a bit more, but let's try to at least build a foundation for that cave first. First, let's go ahead and save. Then I'm going to take a little bit of this foliage away. Come here, erase. This cave is going to take a lot of work, I think. But yeah, I think first let's go ahead and smooth this area out. Yep, I need to add more back there. I was actually building up the material to offset the, as you can see, that mesh doesn't go fully all the way around. It's a little, it's okay for now. Yeah, should be good. All right. Selection. Okay. So I think what we'll look to do here is we'll create one doorway right up front, and then we will create the eyes, kind of one there and one there, and then maybe put a little rooftop on. So let's so what we'll do first is we'll duplicate this and we will bring it down. Say about there. I don't know why that's angled like that, but actually I don't like that. Just like that. Doesn't have to be perfect. Again, this is just going to be kind of our little blueprint to build over. We'll start to essentially create a bunch of walls. We might remove this, but what we'll start to do is use this, put the rocks on the outside. First time building one of these, so I'm not sure really. Kind of be a learning experience for me, but then let's go ahead and take this. I think what we'll do is shorten that just a hair. Something like that. There we go. Then let's duplicate this. Move that up. We'll again shorten that, say about here. And maybe a little bit more. Yep, something like that. Raise it up just a little bit. Raise this one up a little bit more. Just like about that size there, I think. Looks very basic, of course. Then we'll duplicate this one more time. Like that. Nope, don't want that. We want. So yeah. Maybe we'll add in another little piece right over here on the side. Again, doesn't have to be perfect. Yep, something just like that. And And then what we'll do is we'll duplicate that, turn that down to about 90. And we'll look to push that out. Yeah, pretty basic, but it's coming along. All right. Maybe add some more foliage back in here. I'm gonna just do some greens. There we go. So yeah, I think I'm really liking where this is at right now. Again, I might change the sand material up a little bit. I might add a few more rock structures in here. I'm just kind of playing with the foliage right now. I need to figure out why that's causing such a frame drop, it seems like. Might just be kind of nature of what it is, but um, yeah, we will look to continue to build this out more. I think obviously the next major hurdle is starting to build and figuring out how we're going to create that kind of skull treasure cave there. And then keep in mind we do have to build the underside underneath of that. There is something I was looking at. It's about $100, but it's like a pirate island. Some really nice meshes, but it's you know kind of an extensive. But I mean, it might be worth it just for this build and future tropical island type builds. But lots of structures and ways to build out and kind of create more. But yeah, we'll see. So yeah, I think that is coming along nicely. Let me know what you think, and we will look forward to continuing this build here very, very soon. But I hope you guys have a good rest of your day. Thanks.